Everything open here. Welcome to the Foundational Infrastructure Working Group meeting on the 30th of January, 2025. Currently, only thing on the agenda is PRs. Let's take a look at those. Oh, looks like it's a merge day. This was whoa, that is the most number of approvals I've ever seen. Everybody wants this. Uh, yeah, this is the additional metric. Seems straightforward.
So many people approve this. Must be okay.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think Long just like he's bored and he just comes and approves things because he never gets assigned to stuff, but he's always an approver. He approved something of mine that I made in like an hour the other day before. I'm like, why? Do you have notifications on for these repos? IPv6 in Bosch this control. Oh, this is the this is the agent. I don't remember talking about this one. Oh, it's 2 days ago. That's why I don't remember talking about it.
Yeah,
Suddenly I see.
I think it was mentioned in the last work group meeting, right? Because it's coming from the other issue.
again, the IPv6 is going to be enabled by default in Noble. I don't know why we need to why we need this stuff again. Why are we going to set these flags, these kernel flags again?
This is basically for Jamie because
I would yeah, okay.
yeah. I mean, well, it depends how fast companies are able to replace really Noble with Jamie, and right now, I mean, we could in principle use the OSConf, but then a restart of VM will happen.
Yeah, but because Noble is for Jamie is going to be like in 2 years, it's going to be done anyways, and then we need to revert all this again. We need to remove all the kernel IPv6 stuff again.
Yeah, but what do we do for now if we don't do this? Since
yeah, but
we can't.
Wouldn't be like better like, hey, if you want to use IPv6, go to Noble. It's a new feature.
I mean, this doesn't seem, it's not harmful, right? Like we already have stuff in here we need to revert. We need to rip all this code out in 2 years when we get rid of Jam anyway, right? This is just changing that code more.
True.
So this is because when these properties aren't set right, and even if you change them here, the agent changes them back on a reboot, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It sounds reasonable. We'll get another reviewer on it just to make sure. As much as my 30 seconds of staring at code I don't understand is valuable. Throw it back into, we'll see it in a minute in a pending review. This is I'm removing Clang, which we talked about. I do know.
I don't know about this. This was what he was already tested, right?
No. Aram tested somewhere, probably in one of these issues. He was just testing memory consumption. That was one of the main issues with Jammy and GCC initially was when you spun up threads, it just like ballooned the memory, which was causing
I thought it
mostly
was
VM sizes.
I thought it was template rendering speed.
Could
be
let's see. It's one of these. I mean, the only things he's tested, I think,
Yeah,
was
he's only
just the,
testing memory. Yeah.
yeah. Unless he did more in here. Okay. Yeah, let's give this, I don't think we're any urgency of noble shipping this week. So let's give this another week for do some digging on this. And then Matthew Coker was also, you know, said it's 5% slower. This is cloud controller benchmarking, which is like not huge within the, possibly not uh, statistically significant, but yeah, we should double check template rendering because it was a big, a big thing. Um, don't
I think
know how we're going to do that benchmarking, but
I think Constantine did all that stuff for CLang and template rendering. I know he was working on it.
yeah,
I can check
I'll
if I can ping him.
we'll have to dig around and yeah, I know some big foundations were taking hours and hours, and then a big fix of that was just oh, CLang. Update the path of stem cell acceptance tests. Looks like it's got 2 acceptance. I guess this probably goes in conjunction with something, I'm guessing. In the actual stem cell builder, let's look at that one first. That one's still. Let's do this one. One review on this. Just moving the stuff. All right. Uh, this is just
Yeah,
CI stuff.
I don't really see the added value at the moment, but
No, it's just cleaning stuff up.
yeah. No, but also yeah, for cleaning stuff up, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not a huge benefit. Definitely, like you see all these like source paths, especially when like this isn't a thing, right? Like you got like a Go path that looks like a repo and it's super not. Um, so like, yeah, it's just some sanity. Not a big thing. Probably I don't know. Pushing around CI bits doesn't feel like a major review thing. I'll probably review that and merge those two maybe today. There's not major stuff in there. This is the same thing, but somewhere else. Yeah. All right. So those are there. Isolated environment. Anything happened with this last week? Maybe.
Yeah, I have updated
Oh, Felix is here.
it. It's hard to hear you. Hello.
Very faint.
Weird. Should work. But yeah, so I updated it to yeah, basically
I removed the isolated environment from these calls.
That seems reasonable. It's weird that just trying to figure out how GitHub works. Like, oh, I see. No, there is a re-request. We'll just re-request those. I might also take a look at this today, but yeah, it's basically what we talked about, and then just rip this out and see what happens.
Yeah.
So on our test, it looks good.
Yeah. Actually, what is this tools version?
Not sure. I can put this out.
Yeah, that's
I removed it.
okay. But otherwise, it's only red lines. Good old red line commits. Those are the best. Rip out stuff we don't need. And
This is waiting for a release, I think.
where are we? Oh, the docs. Skip upload releases. Have we? So that this was merged. I don't remember merging this, but yes, merged yesterday. Okay, that's why I don't remember.
Yeah. I saw it and he was really like, yeah, can you also check it? I was like, there are already 3 people who are like, okay, I'm fine, I will merge it. Make him happy.
January 18th. What's coming through? Oh, the metrics thing. Yeah, we might as well wait for that. Yeah, we'll get one of those cut with both those things in it. What what is our version? 7.8.7. Probably make this 7.9. It's got something new in it. Seems like more than a patch release, but fairly minor features. Wait, what's coming through here? That was a Bosch CLI thing? Why did I think that was a director PR? Bosch does not collect. Wait, what? Oh, oh, it is a Bosch PR. This is okay. Okay. So this isn't actually coming through. This is just testing because there's a new version of Bosch. Yeah, Bosch source triggers. Okay. Okay. So this can actually be cut now. Yeah, yeah. We'll click the button. Release new miner. Let the robots do their thing. Very confused for a second there. And in that case, this is looks like there's a couple requests for changes in here.
Just version XXX. It should be. I don't know. Is
Okay,
it 790 or I don't know. What is it now?
that's a good question. Probably 790. Yeah. Oh wait, that's the wait. This is the yes. Okay, so we'll wait on that update, but then get that merged. Uh, this is still waiting on reviews. I'll ping those people. Wait, you're one of those people. Ramon, ping.
Yeah. What,
Oh,
what
wait,
up?
wait. Wait, actually commented. Oh, there's actually reviewing going on. Okay. I'll ping Nicket on this. make sure he sees that.
I think we agreed like that was that it was okay, right?
Yeah, then I don't know, Nitin was like saying something about how they should both be said. Then Felix was like, they are both said. And just want to make sure Nitin's clear on that. Wait, oh, this is linking to, yeah, except redirect 0. Yeah, I'll just ping Nitin this morning and make sure, get him to green check market. Ramon could green check market too, though.
I can.
All right, IPv6 in Bosch control.
That we checked, right?
Yes, I moved it. I knew I would come up to this later and be confused. All right, that one is just waiting on reviews now. And now brand new stuff. Use long form command flags and scripts. Linux stem cell builder seems pretty controversial. I
don't see added value here, but okay.
We're wasting a lot more characters now.
Yeah. This is a few bytes that we can't miss, man.
All right, I'm not gonna subject our viewers to this. Everybody look away.
Has Aram been assigned to all these cleanup things, or is he just bored and he just like?
I don't know how he finds all this stuff. I don't know.
Did he build an AI that he's now basically doing all this stuff for?
Oh. All right, and this is, looks like he already added some groups to
Oh
this.
yeah,
This
that
is,
was the thing that I had some issues with.
yeah. So he's trying to rename everything, getting rid of the names and getting rid of the OS names or the version names in the and a bunch of the files,
Yeah,
which
the only thing that's I agree, but on the other side we cannot merge properly. The problem here is because the package names between those versions change so much that if you're going to merge it, you are going to be so. But the only thing we can do like then is merge and then basically try to ignore those that folder basically.
well, once you merge it once and resolve the conflicts, then as long as future changes are in the common parts or like new additions at the bottom or whatnot, it will just merge cleanly then.
Yeah,
Files don't have to be identical to merge.
but you know as well that sometimes, like last time in the Jemmy, we added new packages as well. And if we are then do like a last time merge, it will fail again because
which is sometimes good because like last week ago, whenever Google changed they added JQ to their package, like we added that in Jammy, and I was like, great, I'll just merge this forward. But then it's in a different file, so like it merged forward. Luckily there was a different conflict, but like it didn't. We had to then fix it separately in Noble. Whereas if we had merged it forward, we'd be like, oh yeah, it either merges cleanly, great, or it conflicts. And it's like, oh yeah, we actually need to adjust this in the merge commit. So it makes it so that it stops you from losing stuff. Whereas if they're in separate files, then it's like you have to manually check when you merge forward because you changed a Jammy file that then you deleted in Noble, versus half the time at least just working cleanly. We've got some repos with where we do merge forward patterns with pretty major differences, and it works most of the time, unless you are touching the bits and pieces that are different. We might need to at some point. Well, we could see how it works, and if it does merge cleanly, or if it's like no, every time it's a conflict, and then if it is, then we could do something where we basically like alphabetize the packages in the file, and then that would make it more likely to, we're not always adding stuff to the bottom. We're adding stuff to where there's like add stuff to the bottom of both. Now it's a conflict.
I think it's
Yeah.
already advertised.
Oh,
It's already I already did it in order because it was really annoying at some point to find packages.
Yeah. Then a lot of then I think this is just net positive because any conflicts will then be things that we need to look at um, or there, well, I guess or there
For
won't be
me,
conflicts.
I'm afraid when then we merge, then that like a package that we introduced or was introduced into Jemmy that is not unknowable, that it will just being in there, and then we see in our pipeline again, like, yeah, this package does not exist, or it's one too many, or it's one too short, and then we need to fix that again. It will be solved by the CI every time, of course. And how many times are we going to merge? Like once, once every. Okay, I convinced myself.
Oh, yeah. I think it's a good direction for the repo and
Yes,
makes it easier. It makes it easier to make whatever J. I don't know what the next letter we're making is after Noble, but like it'll make it easier to do that, so we don't have to like, oh, copy all the files, change the names. It'll just be like change a couple things, new stem cell.
true. Yeah, and we're not
Fingers
going.
crossed.
We now basically lost the whole like making using several version in the same branch, so it makes it cleaner, better. Yeah,
Right.
I agree.
I'm already added people to it. We'll leave it pending review. And this is the one we already looked at the other things about. Need additional PR for Noble.
It was specifically for Jammy, so if we're going to do this, then this also needs to be done for.
I can merge it forward after we do this, which will make the like this is something that should just merge forward. Like you rename it here and you rename it there. But we probably didn't do. What are these tests? What are we moving? These are the stem cell acceptance tests.
And those are the acceptance. That shouldn't be in there. They already did that in a different. No, move the stem cell acceptance specs. Okay.
Yeah. Um, we'll have to see. This may this might be another one that's going to be a bit painful to merge for. No, this might merge cleanly. I don't know how many of these stem cell acceptance tests we changed in Noble, but those might have some conflicts. I think we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, we'll do it and then merge it forward and see. You'd definitely rather merge this forward than make a separate PR to Noble because then you have a huge merge conflict. I'm still in Zoom, just GitHub that's frozen. Oh yeah, that's true. Uh, I actually broke my browser on this PR the other day too because it's got 700 files in it. All right, we're just going to abandon that tab. It's a terrible tab. Nobody likes it. There's already reviewers on it.
You're
We'll
still using
mention.
Chrome. You need to go to Brave.
I don't deal with change well.
it's 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 based on Chromium. It's exactly the same thing.
Uh, that's not the right tab. There we go. Okay, we shifted everything one to the right, I think.
I do think that that issue or that PR should be assigned to different people. The reviewers.
Which one was that?
Move stem cell acceptance. Yeah, this one. Because I don't think Nitin is going to.
Yeah, and you've already approved it. I'll just take a look at this one today. Since this involves a nasty merge, I'll give that a crack too. This is my to-do list now. CLI has not been cut yet, but it's pretty close. How long does this take? 14 minutes. All right. That is it for PRs, unless something's happened since I was in here, and that doesn't look like it. Anybody have anything else other than issues?
Do we have
One.
updates
Oh,
on the Cloud Foundry part for Noble?
Let's take a look. I haven't looked this week.
Me neither.
There's more issues now. We were down to 2.
Damn it!
PXC. I don't see if I know they were supposed to. Oh,
I reopened it. Okay.
oh, closed, reopened 18 hours ago. Fix compilation. Oh, we need a new blob. That's not that much fun. Glad I didn't have to do that. All right, that's looks like it's close to being done. It was done, but now it's undone.
Probably because of a failing CI or whatever.
Yeah. It is impressive. It was closed 18 hours ago and reopened 16 hours ago. It was only closed for 2 hours. And this was the Java build pack.
I think this is false positive because I also saw the same issue on Jamie, reported on Jamie.
Ah, okay.
That's why I asked here to, there is a commit on the Java build pack.
Okay.
Latest
that-
one, which I think is breaking something. It's not
So that
overlaid.
might not be an issue.
Yes.
This seems like it's probably an issue. 3 days ago. I mean, did we talk about this in this meeting? I forget. I don't think so. I think I talked about this with Dave, just speculatively, like, so DNS server misbehaving. So this might be something to do with how Diego is configuring the containers DNS. Because if they were just hard coding, Bosch DNS is always there. So we'll just hard code 169.254.0.53. That won't resolve anything with Bosch DNS now. And so they would need to put the systemd thing. What is it? Resolved. The resolved address in there instead. But I don't know if that's actually the issue, but there's apparently something going on. And some debugging.
I don't recall discussing this in the meeting. There was some discussion, I think, in status. The issue has been opened.
Okay. But it seems like it's getting close, so definitely want to take a look at that CLang benchmarking stuff and validate that that is not an issue and we can remove CLang because we might be close to GA of Noble. Anything else on the Noble front? All right. Any other agenda items? You were gonna say something, Ahmed?
yeah, on another front, I was wondering for the OpenStack CPI, we did not create a new release because we wanted to build a pipeline or something, right?
Yeah, not looked at that at all.
All right, so that's still pending. Okay.
And from our side, the 1 week of moving our OpenStack hardware is now like 3 months later. We're still trying to get it online. I think it's up and running, but it still has some issues with firewalls and stuff that we're waiting on IT tickets to resolve. But once that's there, we could, in theory, kick the pipeline and cut a release fairly easily. But we've been waiting for those tickets for a couple weeks now, so we don't know when exactly those issues are going to be resolved. But our ability to cut that will then should be back at that point in time, whenever that is. But like the cluster's technically working. Kenneth's been working on that, but not fully operational yet.
Right. Thanks.
Any other agenda items? All right, let's take a look at the issues. No issues. Oh, wait, there they are. December 20th, January 30th. That's today. This is probably last week.
That
Yeah.
was with the swap.
Yeah, which is maybe a good idea, but not super urgent, and also something that could be shipped later as a agent config. This is what we taught. What? Oh, this is because it's mentioned elsewhere.
Yeah, we already have that. We already PR for that.
Yeah, this was thing we already looked at. 24th. That's after the last meeting.
This is also still
Mentioned, and some other issues.
it's just mentioned, so it's just.
All right, new stuff. We can take a look at the noble stem cell. What's left here? This is this stuff done?
It is now done basically because we have the PR. Yeah.
And it's merged, right?
We can close this issue because 343 is merged, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, then we can close this issue.
I don't know what I did.
You can get the GitHub Copilot for free, by the way, for if you are a foundation. Every month I get an email from GitHub. Your license has been renewed.
We closed an issue. Something that never happens. I guess the Bosch DNS issue is still open because there is still some outstanding questions in here as far as like, a bunch of stuff that you used to be able to configure just won't work now because it's not touching all the DNS queries.
Yeah, but that's something more that we need to have SAP testing because they are the ones who are using extensively all these features.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, yeah. I don't think we use anything. We try not to use anything fancy. I think we're very happy to all of our customers tell them, "Oh, that's gone. You can't use that anymore." But yeah, if there is stuff that we want, we need to under Noble, we need to then build out that functionality in a way that Bosch DNS configures systemd resolved in a way that gets that same functionality, or doing it a different way.
Most of the thing I think was about logging, which SAP was about.
Are these records related to the forward handler?
Yes, but we don't have we don't have Bosch DNS does not handle those things anymore.
I know, yeah, because yesterday I got to confirm that we don't need this feature anymore.
Forward handler.
The logging all the things going to the internet that was usually done by Bosch DNS. That is no that is now will be handled by systemd, but I think this feature is now would not be needed.
Yeah, that makes sense because a lot of the functionality that was put into Bosch DNS there was to like, oh, I want like enhanced logging on these things, but not these things, because the only way to get those queries before was to turn on like debug logging, and then you just get every debug log. But like presumably you can more fine-grained adjust systemd resolve, so it's going to log what you want out of there.
And you can still like stream all these systemd loggings with with any logger that you have, and then put all your rules on there if you want.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we were planning to check, but then I went. So the issue we had the logging was an issue on the Azure side,
Yeah, yeah.
and this issue is now luckily handled by Azure, and with that we don't need it. Otherwise, we would have to invest in all of this systemd streaming of logs or whatever.
Yeah,
But
I remember that. It was like one DNS resolver within Azure that was just basically giving random stuff for a certain domain. And it was like,
yeah, and luckily they have this fallback to the internet now since I think since October.
oh, okay.
And with that, luckily, I hope we don't need that anymore.
Yeah.
So I should follow up with a PR to the Bosch DNS release though, that probably updates the spec file to say which properties like these won't do anything, like this functionality is not available on Noble, just so it's a bit more clear. And then so eventually we could, in theory, delete those properties and the functionality in, years. But at least now, so people know that like if you're trying to set this, not going to do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Is that the whole spec files now that RFCs that now accepted completely, or
The attribute,
yeah?
the property validation stuff.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
I think I saw comments, Beyhan, from the TOC meeting to put it into. I had to look this up because I had no idea what we were talking about. The final comments period.
Yeah.
And I'll come to the meeting. I'll try to come to the meeting on Tuesday, just to give basically the same sense I'm about to give, which is like, yeah, we can just do it as is. I was hoping to get some feedback on like what types of things people need for like certificate validation, but that's all stuff that we can add later because it's very additive. So we don't need to build it from the start, and we could merge this and get the functionality built if everybody thinks this is a good direction. But yeah, that will then.
Ask many people to say provide feedback, but it looks like there's no additional feedback. So
Yeah,
we decide to start the final comment period, which means that it will be accepted next meeting if there is
yeah.
nothing in the meantime.
Seems good. We're probably not replacing Monet right now. Our syslog, this one, I have no context on. Do you remember this one, Ramon? It's only not even a year ago.
Oh yeah, it's a bug. It's an upstream bug in our syslog for Ubuntu, specifically for Google. I already fixed it, but I keep it open because the upstream issue is not resolved.
Okay.
So yeah.
This one we've done some manual merges, but it would be nice. Maybe once we merge these big massive changes from Aram, we could actually set up an auto merge, but we'll see.
Yeah.
There's still some complications in there. And then we've knocked out half of the packages, and that's the CF deployment thing. So
I thought about something like if we can just cherry pick PRs into like make a concourse resource where you can basically check for or do something like we can cherry pick, okay, these resources PRs are now new on Jammy. Do you want to cherry pick them on the Noble data branch?
I mean, if you set up auto merging, then it'll just happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a new issue. Testing key file. Bosch utils. Uh-huh.
All these people making security scan tools.
I mean, this isn't even Bosch Utils is never shipped on its own, and there's no way GoMod is going to bring in this key file. We're just going to put this in open for contribution and then forget about it forever. This one's kind of important, but maybe not. The update to the Google guest agents. We've been talking about this in Slack a little bit, but it causes VMs without external IP addresses. So if you don't, what are you doing? Stop hovering stuff. So if you don't have an external IP address and you reboot the VM, it hangs for 10 minutes before coming back up. Also, deleting the VMs seem to take a little bit longer too in that same situation. Bosh,
Yeah.
Linux.
Yeah, you merged something, but then I saw that it didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't help at all. They were like, just disable it, and I'm pretty sure I did. And then I was confused because I'm like, why are we calling this file .template? That feels like a file that's not going to be used, but it's been that way forever in the stem cell, and it's, I don't know. I tried on my VM that took 10 minutes to reboot. I renamed it to just .cfg, and it still didn't work. So I'm guessing it reads the .template too, but I don't know. I was gonna let them tell me that that's wrong, but even if
I think
even
Cloud Config does uses the template, and Cloud Config merges all this crap. in the
right,
VM.
that's kind of what I figured was going on. Like template just happens first, and then other things can override it. But yeah, unless I guess I should double check that this isn't set and another file is true, but it seems unlikely. There was only one other file in there, and it was pretty sparse. It was like the .infra file or something that's put there by I don't know who puts it there. That's actually a good question. But yeah, that didn't help. So I don't know. They say that it's going to be fixed in the next release, but those releases are often what was the time span here? April to January. It was a lot of months. So wait, no,
Well,
that's not April.
they're
That's
pretty.
7. Oh, that was only 3 months. Yeah. So in theory, they're sort of due for another version if their cadence is at all normal, and then maybe the problem goes away. Although the fact that I disabled it and it wasn't fixed, and they were saying that was the issue, makes me concerned that it's not going away. But we'll see.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this problem in the real world. This was showing up. This was causing the bats to fail in the Bosch director because the VMs it was using in the bats didn't have external IP addresses, and the bats between tests were doing a Bosch SSH sudo reboot, and then the next test was failing with a timeout because the VM wasn't back in time, which is not normal operating behavior. So probably fine. Nobody's complained in the real world as far as I know about. And then the last issue, uh,
I don't.
there's a lot here. Somebody really thought about something.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand what this. Basically, his issue is that he needs to do upload stem cell dash dash fix the whole time, which.
I guess after disaster recovery, yeah. After restoring an environment from persistent data. I mean, you gotta also re-upload. I guess you don't have to re-upload the releases. Those are going to be on the Bosch Director persistent disk or blob store.
So basically, he wants to automate this in what is it called? RB.
I mean, it's such an IaaS specific problem that like I mean, I guess if you're using light stem cells, then those are just going to continue working. So this is only really a problem for heavy stem cells, which would apply to Azure, I guess, and vSphere and OpenStack. GCP and AWS, when you upload a heavy stem cell, just makes a light one anyway, so it shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, I don't see. I understand it's annoying, but if it's a disaster recovery, there are more annoying things to worry about.
Right. Yeah. This is like, I don't even know where to begin to fix this, and like all to avoid a Bosch upload stem cell dash dash fix. Like this doesn't sound worth the effort.
Yeah, I don't think maybe he thinks like, yeah, I found this in this the Cloud RB. I don't know which I don't know which particular code he's referring to. It.
This looks like the vSphere CPI. Oh, he's just trying to get it to store the stem cells into, I don't even quite understand. Choose global pattern. I mean, there's nothing there's nothing in vSphere that makes something persistent or ephemeral other than the fact that Bosch says that it is. So like, yeah, you got a persistent disk and ephemeral disk. Those are just disks in vSphere. Like it doesn't care. It's only the fact that Bosch doesn't care about one and deletes it when you delete the VM that makes it persistent. So there's nothing that, and there's nothing that really backs up the persistent disk. That's all like bubble backing up the data on the persistent disk. Or not bubble. Oh, bubble. Bubble. I was in BBR. Restoring it.
No,
I don't even know.
he makes environment with BBL. So basically he pumps up an environment, a new environment again with probably with the same database, I think, on a new environment. I don't know.
Yeah, just pointing at like doing a CF deployment and then pointing at an external blob store and an external database, and then
Yeah, and then hope it will work.
I'm gonna mark that pending view discussion and try to understand what he's asking, and then put something in here.
It's all
That'll.
in vSphere CPI, so I don't. It's not a.
Yeah, I also don't quite understand how like any of this would work, like what he's talking about, like because if I just like bubble up a new environment over here, like how is that gonna find? I don't understand what this changes.
I like the last sentence of his thing. If this future feature is accepted, I'm willing to implement and submit a pull request. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just not convinced what he's talking about will actually accomplish what he's trying, what his desire is. But I gotta read this about 9 more times probably to figure that out.
Yeah. At first glance, I just like, okay.
I'm just gonna move this one down. Oh, I can't do that. Whatever. Waiting for other people to fix. Why is there not a status for that? All right. Anybody have anything else?
No.
All right. Thanks everybody for coming. Have a good week.
Okay.